Chapter 1. Introduction to Eastvale Correctional Facility. Eastvale Correctional Facility looms like a fortress against the horizon, its imposing walls housing stories of both despair and resilience. Once revered as a model prison, its legacy has been marred by tales of brutality and corruption, rendering it a maximum security establishment infamous for its harsh conditions. The prison, with its stark hallways and echoing silence, serves as the backdrop for Behind the Bars, Echoes of Redemption. This audiobook invites listeners into the raw and intimate lives of 5 inmates, each searching for meaning and purpose amidst confinement. Presented in a compelling diary format, the reflections of Marcus, Leah, Caleb, Simon, and Richard reveal not just their struggles, but also their journeys towards redemption. Through their unique voices, we will explore the complexities of the human spirit as hope blooms even in the bleakest of environments, challenging our perceptions of justice and humanity. Chapter 2, Marcus the Thinker Hayes, Entry 1, The Philosopher Behind Bars. As I sit in the dim light of my cell, the weight of my wrongful conviction envelops me like a heavy shroud. I once roamed lecture halls, igniting minds with the intricacies of philosophy, yet now I find myself wrestling with the essence of justice behind these unforgiving walls. Each day I observe the interplay of despair and resilience among my fellow inmates, prompting reflections on the meaning of life itself. In conversations that stretch late into the night, we debate morality, the imperfections of the legal system, and the very nature of humanity. I share my thirst for truth and grapple with the profound isolation that my reality imposes. Through these discussions, I uncover not only the injustice of my situation, but also the flickering flame of hope, an ember of redemption flickering in the darkest corners of our existence. Chapter 3, Leah the Fighter Rodriguez, Entry 1, Standing Up for Justice. As Leah sat on her cot in the stark confines of Eastvale Correctional Facility, memories of the night that changed her life flooded back. It was a chaotic scene, her sister cornered and vulnerable, and Leah fueled by a protective rage that led to an outburst she never anticipated. The weight of a manslaughter charge now hung heavily over her, an unbearable reminder of her instincts to shield those she loved. In prison, Leah found herself grappling with the harsh reality of her new surroundings, clanging metal, unforgiving faces, and the distant echoes of despair. Yet beneath it all, a spark ignited within her. She resolved to become a voice for the voiceless, advocating for women enduring similar struggles. By connecting with other inmates, Leah aimed to create a network of support, turning her pain into purpose. With each day, she forged her identity as the fighter, driven by the belief that justice could emerge even from the darkest corners. Chapter 4, Caleb the Incans, Entry 1, Graffiti Dreams. As I sit on my cot, surrounded by the cold fluorescent illumination of Eastvale, I can't help but reflect on the life I left behind. The graffiti-covered walls that once inspired me now echo with the weight of regret. I was just a kid with dreams of becoming a renowned artist when a gang-related decision landed me here. Art was supposed to be my escape, my voice, and now it feels like a lost memory. Yet, amid this stark reality, I've discovered a spark of hope. I remember vividly the first time I picked up a pencil to sketch my surroundings. Each stroke was a rebellion against despair, a reminder that creativity can thrive even in confinement. I've begun to plan an art project, hoping to unite my fellow inmates through our shared expressions of pain and resilience. Creating beauty in this harsh environment might just be my path to redemption. Chapter 5, Simon the Storyteller Patel. Entry 1, Reimagining Reality. As I sit in the dim light of my cell, the weight of my mistakes presses heavily on my chest. I never thought I'd end up in a place like this, locked away for cybercrimes I committed in a moment of reckless ambition. It feels surreal, like a plot twist in a novel I would have loved to write. But here, in Eastvale Correctional Facility, I find solace in my imagination. I'm determined to use this time to create something meaningful. I've been brainstorming an idea for a prison newsletter, a way to give voice to the stories that often go unheard. Each day I jot down snippets of our lives behind bars, the mundane, the absurd, the profound. This place may confine my body, but my mind remains free, teeming with the possibilities of storytelling. I can almost hear the whispers of my fellow inmates, eager to share their truths. Chapter 6, Richard the Mentor Thompson, Entry 1, Lessons Learned. As the clanging doors of Eastvale echo behind him, Richard Thompson sits on the edge of his bunk, pen in hand, reflecting on the decades that have stolen away his youth. Convicted for a robbery that spiraled into chaos, Richard has come to terms with his lengthy sentence, embracing the role of mentor to younger inmates. He writes about the pain of choice and consequence, the regret that weighs heavy on his heart, yet he finds solace in guiding others away from the paths he once chose. His entries reveal a man transformed, committed to fostering a sense of community within the prison walls. Richard shares insights about survival, vulnerability, and resilience, reminding fellow inmates that although they are behind bars, their spirits can still soar. With each penned word, he strives to instill hope, proving that even in confinement, mentorship can illuminate the darkness of despair. 7. Marcus, Entry 2, The Search for Truth. As I settle into my small cell, the echoes of the prison fade into a background hum, allowing my thoughts to surface. Today, a debate unfolded in the common area, igniting a fire within me. My fellow inmates, hardened by their experiences, challenged my beliefs about morality and justice. Can a broken system truly define righteousness? I shared my conviction that truth is a construct, shaped by perspective. The unsettling question of my innocence looms large, forcing me to confront the abyss of doubt. One inmate, a former lawyer, argues that guilt often wears a mask of societal expectations. I find myself grappling with his perspective, recognizing the flaw in my rigid beliefs. In these conversations, I see the flickers of humanity, men just like me, prisoners of circumstance. Each day, I inch closer to understanding both my own fate and the deeper ethical dilemmas of our society, searching for truth amid layers of complexity. Chapter 8, Leah, Entry 2, Sisterhood and Solidarity. As the days blend together in the cavernous halls of Eastvale Correctional Facility, I find solace in the bonds I'm forging with the other women. Today I gathered a small group in the yard, each of them carrying their own burdens, yet united in our desire for change. We shared stories, some heartbreaking, others filled with resilience, finding strength in our sisterhood. I spoke passionately about the need for a support network, urging them to voice our struggles. Together, we decided to organize a petition to address the injustices faced by incarcerated women, harsh conditions, lack of resources, and inadequate health care. It's more than just words on a page. It's a fight for our dignity and a testament to our solidarity. With each signature, I feel a spark of hope. In the midst of these walls, we are reclaiming our power as advocates, standing tall against the odds. Chapter 9, Caleb, Entry 2, Transformative Art. In the dim light of the recreation room, Caleb gathers a small group of fellow inmates, each armed with pencils and scraps of paper. Together, they embark on a collaborative art project, a mural that encapsulates their collective experiences. As he outlines their vision, Caleb feels a surge of energy. Art has always been his escape, and now it becomes a medium for healing. He describes how every stroke of the brush pulls stories from deep within, exposing pain, loss, and dreams of freedom. Amid laughter and shared memories, Caleb witnesses an unexpected transformation in his peers. One inmate, a quiet man known for his hardened exterior, surprises everyone by revealing a remarkable talent for drawing. Their laughter melds with powerful conversations about their pasts, forging bonds that defy the prison walls. In this moment, Caleb realizes that art is not just a personal refuge, it's a catalyst for connection and redemption. Chapter 10, Simon, Entry 2, Crafting Stories from Shadows. As the weeks drag on, the prison newsletter begins to take shape, transforming the sterile walls of Eastvale into a canvas of voices. Simon's excitement is palpable as he gathers contributions from his fellow inmates, each eager to share their stories. Together they explore themes of loss, regret, and hope, crafting narratives that echo their shared experiences. Yet the constraints of prison life loom large. Simon wrestles with censorship and the fear that their truths might remain hidden. In a moment of inspiration, he suggests a dedicated section for creative writing, where inmates can express themselves freely, unburdening their hearts through poetry and short stories. The first submissions come trickling in, each revealing a glimpse into the soul of the writer. As Simon reads their words, he feels a burgeoning sense of community, a tether that connects them all, even within the prison's unforgiving walls. Chapter 11. Rentry 2. The father figure emerges. As the sun sets behind the concrete walls of Eastvale, Richard watches a new inmate, a young man named Tyler, struggle to navigate the unfamiliar environment. Richard remembers his own arrival years ago, the fear and loneliness, and it compels him to step in. He approaches Tyler, offering a warm smile and a slice of shared wisdom. The first few days are the hardest, he reassures him. Richard's role as a mentor begins to take shape as he teaches Tyler how to manage the hierarchy and fraught dynamics within the prison. In his journal, Richard reflects on his regrets, missed opportunities with his own children, and vows to guide Tyler as he wished he could for his family. This bond helps Richard rediscover a sense of purpose. It's in nurturing this young man's potential that he finds redemption for his own past. The warmth of mentorship illuminates the cold walls of Eastvale, showing that even within confinement, hope can flourish. Chapter 12. Marcus, Entry 3, The Atonement Dilemma. As I sit in my cell, the weight of the past feels heavier than ever. Today, I confronted a fellow inmate, David, who challenged my perception of guilt. "You weren't the one who pulled the trigger," he pointed out. "But does that absolve you of the consequences?" His words cut deep, stirring a tempest of conflicting emotions within me. We debated the very essence of punishment and forgiveness, each exchange serving as a mirror reflecting the darkest corners of myself. I contemplated the idea that redemption might not lie in proving my innocence, but in reconciling with the pain inflicted on those affected by my situation. A haunting realization settled in. Perhaps the journey toward atonement starts with accepting my place in this twisted narrative. I often wonder, can true freedom be found behind these bars, even when the world outside believes I'm guilty? Chapter 13. Leah, Entry 3, The Fight for Change. As the weeks pass, Leah feels a swelling urgency to amplify the voices of incarcerated women. She rallies a group of fellow inmates, sharing stories of their struggles and injustices. With determination, she spearheads a petition that outlines the unique challenges they face: overcrowding, lack of medical care, and harsh treatment. Each day, she gathers signatures, witnessing the solidarity that blooms within the bleak prison walls. Amid whispers of curiosity and defiance, Leah shares her own story, igniting a fire in others who long to fight back against the system. In this space, she discovers her identity as a leader, urging every woman to reclaim their narrative. As her petition gains traction, Leah reflects on her transformation, from a defender in a moment of crisis to an advocate for change within her community. This commitment rekindles her hope, reminding her that even behind bars, they can challenge the status quo.